Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to do a quick greenhouse tour. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my greenhouse and show you what I've currently got in there. So it's autumn at the moment here in the UK, so everything is going dormant and the plants themselves are not in the greatest condition, but I'm also going to show you pictures of what they look like earlier in the year. Okay, so first we can start on this side of the greenhouse. Now my greenhouse is a 6 times 8 foot greenhouse, and I have made the benches out of pallets, so it's cheap and easy. It also works really well with double shelving. Now my greenhouse is made out of polycarbonate, which is the reason why it seems to rattle about in the wind, because the plastic is quite thin. I thought that this would be better for sunlight because glass can often scorch plants, so I thought plastic would be a better way to go. And I'm just going to run through the stuff on each side. Okay, so on the left side of the greenhouse I have got Sarracenia, Cephalotus, Uticularia and Dionaea. So I'm just going to go over them generally. So I've got different ranges of Sarracenia. So these two at the back here, which are small, they're about 3 years old, are Sarracenia flavavarnata. And then I've got these larger specimens, which I got from Hampshire Coniferous Plants this summer. So I went there and met Matt Soper, and it was a really nice experience. Really loved his place. Got such an amazing range of plants, and they're all going dormant at the moment. But I'm going to insert some pictures over the top of this video to show you what they look like. This one here is Sarracenia flavavarnata. Then we have got, which is my favourite Sarracenia at this current point in time, is Sarracenia leucophila. And then finally I have got Sarracenia flava Adrian Slax maxima. So this is a really nice one, and I'm hoping will grow really tall. So it is a large specimen, and I'm really hoping it will get very tall in the greenhouse. So I'm going to have to move it onto a lower bench next year, because I'm hoping that it will produce some very tall pictures along with the other larger specimens that I've got. Over here I've got a little Cephalotus, also from Hampshire Coniferous Plants. Now this is such a nice plant. The colour on this is amazing. So it's kind of got this autumn colour from being in here. It's got a lot darker as the weather's got colder, and I'm going to be keeping it in my greenhouse. But it's a definite must for any coniferous plant collector. I really like it. So I've got Sarracenia purpurea here, which is really nice as well. It's quite a young specimen, but that will have some really nice colour and variation, and I'm hoping we'll go out in a bog planter that I'm going to create during the spring. And I've also got different cultivars of Venus flytraps in here, so that's Phalanx, and then I've got red sawtooth over here. I've got Uticularia sandersoni over here. Now again, like a little bit like Drosera capensis, they're not really a hardy species that should be in the greenhouse. However, I've got loads of this inside, so I'm going to do a test and see how well it does over the winter in the greenhouse. Now these 3 pots of Venus flytrap have been outside most of the year, so since spring. And the only reason I have brought them in my greenhouse is not for any dormancy reasons, but because we're currently doing our garden, so I've got currently nowhere to put them. So for now they've got to stay in here, but they will be going outside next year. I've got 2 half-barrel bog planters that I'm going to pot up next year, and I'm going to put loads of different Sarracenia, Venus flytraps, Pinguicula, all native to the UK species, and some that are not, just to again test the hardiness of different species of coniferous plants. These are my younger specimens, so I've got Venus flytraps again, some of the baby Sarracenias, and these ones which I mentioned previously in my video on Darlingtonia stratification. These are my Leucophila ex Moria seedlings. So I've brought some in for the winter, which are going to get their first dormancy, but these ones are going to keep outside again to test whether they're going to survive the winter. They've done really well in here. They're getting little white and red markings that look really sweet. Now on this side of the greenhouse, which is the right hand side, I've done a lot of seed sowing this year, and I've kept the seeds in the greenhouse instead of indoors to naturally stratify them over the winter. So I've got some Drosera anglica seeds, I'm even testing out Drosophilum. It's a plant I've wanted for years and I really want to try it. So I've sown some seeds just to see if the winter. I've got the rest of them in a cold store place inside. So if these fail, then I have got more to plant next year. I've got some Pinguicula grandiflora, which I'm hoping to put in my bog barrel planters next year if they germinate, but there's yet to be any progress on these. So I planted some Darlingtonia californica seeds, which are the same ones that I had left over from the stratification video that I did previously, and I saved some Sarracenia leucophila ex Morii seeds as well, which were from last year. So I've also got some spare plugs. I've got some seeds coming in the post very soon, which I will be potting up and sowing. So I've got a lot going on at the moment in the greenhouse. So another thing I just thought I'd point out here while I'm on the seeds and growing section of my greenhouse is sphagnum moss test that I'm doing. So I've just lined the bottom of this tray with some peat and sprinkled some dead sphagnum moss. As you can see, it's already starting to go green. So it will slowly be producing new shoots, and I'll have a lot more sphagnum moss, which is a really good growing medium for carnivorous plants. And I'm hoping to do a YouTube video on that shortly, on how I propagate my own sphagnum moss and how you can too. So that's mainly what I've got in my greenhouse at the moment. Now, it's not the biggest collection in the world, as you could see, but there is a lot going on. I've got loads of seeds, not just in here but indoors as well, under a propagator light, which I'm hoping to do a video on soon. So I'll show you my propagator indoors and what's growing under my grow light. So I'm hoping that if all seeds germinate, then I'm going to have a lot more plants, as well as plants that I'm going to order in the post, etc. So my collection will grow, and I'm hoping to document all the bits that happen, so different hybrids I can create, different seed sowing, propagation methods, which I will all record, and hopefully more videos will come shortly. Thank you so much for watching.